Hello everyone, we are here today to look at some applications of large language models, specifically using retrieval-augmented generation to solve commonly faced problems in the retail industry. Okay, so everyone might have already heard about generative language models, the most popular being ChatGPT by OpenAI, and other derivative by big tech companies such as Llama by Meta or BERT by Google. However, some of you might be new to RAG, which stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation, which is a technology that allows you to extract context from a very large text database and give it to your model to improve answer accuracy and explainability. To set up our RAG, we'll use Azure AI Search Indexes, which will allow us to vectorize our very large database. Some advantages of using Azure to power up our search index is that, first of all, you are freely able to tune the parameters. You are able to vectorize it and choose whether you want to use a semantic search or keyword search or a mix of both. Using Azure will also allow us to access the data bank directly, solving any compatibility issues. Last, using Azure will allow us to access different models from ChatGPT 4.0 to Llama, passing by Mistral and most of the available models on the market. For this demo, as we said, we will be leveraging Azure AI search services as well as ChatGPT 4.0 to demonstrate some use cases of RAG in retail. The first use case will be for a product manager working for Dell to get some insight into product reviews and increase product quality. The second use case will be for a customer browsing the website of the Bay and searching for a particular product. The third use case would be for a student applying for a master's degree at McGill and searching for specific information from the FAQ. As we can see, those use cases can be for internal applications, external applications, or even for both. For Dell, it will be a non-quantitative analysis of string data. For the Bay, it will be an AI customer self-service model. And for McGill, it will be used to browse large technical documentation. Okay, so for this first use case, I am a product manager at Dell and I want to get some insight on the different laptops, point of improvement, and main complaints so that I can better design my next product. So I can just ask the model about, let's say, a specific laptop. In this case, we'll work with the G16. And we can see here that indeed we may have weight and portability problem, a problem with battery life, fan noise heating, display issue, keyboard, performance and software issue, charger size, etc. And the great thing about RAG is that, as we said before, there is a layer of explainability, as you can directly check from which context was generated the answer. And when you check here, we see that indeed some people were complaining about a very low battery life, as well as problem with the display port not working correctly on double monitors. If I want more insight into any of those specific issues, I can just rephrase my query to focus on it. Let's say I'm curious about those performance and software issues, as they shouldn't happen with our laptop, as it is Windows compatible and everything should be good. So I would just ask him to expand on those, and we can see here yet again that it was able to expand on all those performance and software issues, with problem with the Alienware software, with stuttering problem with the BIOS and RAM speed, and even issues with some specific bloatware. For the second use case, I will simulate a customer searching for some specific products on the website. So starting with the first example, where I am searching for some casual white gel shoes for everyday use. Here we can see that I was given indeed multiple options that matches my demand. So we have The first one is this Geoxman low-cut sneakers that are indeed available in white, as well as here another model with a higher cut that are also matches my criteria of being comfortable and breathable for everyday use. Now let's look at our third use case, which is an incoming student at McGill searching for information about the master program. So let's say I want some information about the requirements. We can see here that I got a detailed answer to my two questions. So yes, I can apply as an engineering graduate, and the requirements are, of course, a minimum CGPA, some standardized test score, English proficiency, and some quantitative skills. In conclusion, using RAG in Azure has multiple advantages, among them an ease of updating your search index through the Azure Databank, the possibility to work with a very high volume of data, and of course the ease of deployment using Azure compatible services. However, RAG still has common limitations of LLM models, such as a limit in the total input size, as well as a limit on the quantitative analysis possible. It remains a language model and is not able to perform well when doing mathematical or statistical operations. And it also has the particular disadvantage of being limited by the quality of your search index and the higher billing due to double billing from both OpenAI and Azure. Some possible alternatives would be to fine-tune GPT through OpenAI fine-tuning services, which has very high customizability but requires a lot of process data and is also relatively expensive. There is also the possibility of leveraging the RAG models of OpenAI themselves by using the MyGPT option. However, this option doesn't allow you to update your data as efficiently as on Azure, and you are not able to fine-tune your search index to suit your needs. The last solution would be to fine-tune your own large language model locally. This would allow for much cheaper inference, as everything would be run on local GPUs. And it is also suited for very short answer tasks. However, it requires the most processed data, as they are usually pre-trained on very generic datasets. And it would also require retraining each time the new data is updated.